Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Maggie's Magical Moon Ceremonies. We are on the banks of the Applegate River here in Southern Oregon to celebrate this really auspicious, lovely, grounded yet ascending Virgo new moon at 4 degrees. So the energies of this new moon peak Saturday, August 27th at 1:17 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are new to my ceremonies, welcome. For each new moon and full moon, I do an astrological rundown of the energies that are happening in the heavens at each moon cycle, and then I followed it up with an angel ceremony to help usher in more of the energies and vibrations and frequencies of heaven on earth for all. So, welcome. As I've said in a lot of my videos, I feel like each new and full moon is a template. It's like a stamp in time, an energetic template that's being offered to humanity, to the collective consciousness by Holy Spirit, by Mother Earth, by the planets, the angels, the asteroids, the sun, the moon, and I feel like these energies are here and available for us to move into greater states of love, into the love that we are, to ascend into these higher frequencies, these heaven on earth frequencies. So I speak to the moon cycles from an ascended aspect. All planets, all the angles that they form, the aspects, the asteroids, the sun and the moon, they all have different ways of being interpreted. And there's a lower frequency representation of how we can experience these energies, and then there's a higher frequency. So I tend to speak towards the evolution to the higher frequencies because that's where we're going as far as I believe. So I think that these moon cycles are allowing us these new energies, these new frequency templates, and allowing us to access them, embody them, receive them, and expand more into the love that we are. So thank you for joining me. I'm so grateful to have you here, and I'm so grateful to be alive here in this now moment. These moon cycles of late, wow, the energies that we have been moving through have been incredibly powerful. We've had these energies of Uranus squaring Saturn for quite some time, which can be a little uncomfortable. It's to help shake us out of the old and into the new. And, you know, there's been a lot of aspects of fixed energy. Fixed is, you know, it doesn't want to change, it doesn't want to move, and yet we have these big heavy hitters, these planets and these energies that are forcing the evolution. And so it really, how you're experiencing this is very dependent upon how much you've been in flow, how much you've been in your heart, how much you've been open to flowing and letting what doesn't serve fall away and welcoming in the new. And I know a lot of you out there are on this beautiful evolutionary path, and so I know that a lot of people are experiencing these energies really beautifully, and some tough, and a lot of us both, because really many of us are living in a way where we're very ascended in some ways, but we are very blocked in others. And so I feel like the majority of people are really having amazing growth in some ways, and they're having some challenges in others. And there's no right or wrong. This is just part of the ascension process. It can be uncomfortable. These energies can shake us up and shake us out of our old ways of being. So Virgo, 4 degrees Virgo, every new moon, the sun and the moon meet. So they're together. The consciousness of our heart and the consciousness of our emotional being are together at 4 degrees of Virgo. Virgo is the sign of physical reality. Virgo is about health, daily routines, healing. Virgo can be critical. It can have an eye for detail. Virgo is about service. And 4 degrees is the degree of belonging. And I'm really feeling these energies in a way where after we've moved through some of these current moon cycles, especially the last one where we had the fixed cross the fixed grand cross in the sky with the sun and the moon and Saturn and Uranus in the north node and the south node, all making this angle of this fixed grand cross where everything has to move. The way that I feel the energy of a fixed grand cross is there's 4 cars at an intersection and they all have to go forward at the same time. They are going to go forward at the same time. There's no way around it. But so they have to evolve to do it. So one has to become a flying car, one has to go underground, one has to expand in its quantum reality so much that the others can go through it. And that's the energy of this. It's quantum shifting of realities. It's ascension. It's shaking up what we have known so much that we take different paths and we move. And we're all experiencing this differently depending on where these aspects are happening in our chart. But after these last couple moon cycles, I feel like we've been given this opportunity with this 4-degree Virgo new moon to really have a new sense of belonging here as the individual that we are, as our hearts, as the soul that we are, belonging grounded here on Mother Earth in this new way of being, this new, holding these new frequencies. We're grounding these new frequencies into Mother Earth at a whole different level. And we really belong doing it. We belong with our hearts and with ourselves and with Mother Earth. We're realizing at a whole new level that we were called here at this time for a reason, to be part of this healing ascension process into higher frequencies of love and heaven on earth for ourselves, for the human collective, and for Mother Earth and all that exists and all the creatures and beautiful beings here. So it's really beautiful. It's this real, I feel this as a relatively peaceful new moon, even with the energies that are occurring. So we have Mars squaring this new moon. Mars is at 4 degrees of Gemini, and it's getting ready to, it's on a really long journey through Gemini right now. In October, it's going to retrograde backwards and go back through Gemini. And Mars is squaring this new moon. I think it's very significant at this time because Mars is now in Gemini and getting ready to retrograde soon. And this is, I feel like it's this expansion, squaring this new moon is this expansion of our thinking. We are, in Gemini, we're expanding our ability to think about where we belong on Mother Earth, where we belong for the path of the ascension of Mother Earth. And really, it's really about transforming the way that we use our mental abilities, we use our thought, our communication, to expand our groundedness here on Earth. And it can feel a little uncomfortable. Mars wants us to act for Mother Earth, to act for our soul's mission here on Mother Earth, to belong, being in alignment with our actions and our thoughts and our communications. What we say, what we speak is also important. And Mars is really calling for us in our emotional body and our heart to really open up and expand so that we can really land exactly where we are supposed to belong, where our soul's mission is grounded here on this earth. I feel a lot of people moving, shifting, changing, and not just in this now moment, but over this period of time with all of these aspects happening. Mars is going to go up through Gemini, and then it's going to come back, and it's really going to rewire our thinking and our communication and our action energy and how we use our thoughts to really align our actions for our highest mission, for our hearts. So it's really beautiful. We also have this really kind of significant aspect called a grand trine between Mars at 4 degrees of Gemini, Mercury at 1 degree of Libra, and Charlotte at 5 degrees of Aquarius. So a grand trine is a triangle, and it's, you know, it's a super supportive, harmonious flow of energy. Charlotte is, she's like a gentle healer. She's Chiron's wife. She's a nurturer. She's the celestial body of grace, and healing and comfort. And she's really bringing this element of healing to our action energy and our mental energy. And the way that we think about ourselves and our own thoughts, and the way that we act for ourselves, and the way that we think for our heart and think for our relationships. And so there's this beautiful flow of healing energy that's really all about our thought and our communication for ourselves and our relationships. And it's really healing. It's a really healing, lovely energy. We have, we still have Uranus in Taurus at 18 degrees. Uranus is just stationed retrograde. So Uranus has now gone up to 18 degrees in Taurus. It's helping to shift, change, ascend Mother Earth, ascend our resources, ascend our value, what we value, how we manifest what we value. And the North Node is now at 16 degrees of Taurus. And it's a really fated time for humanity. With the North Node being there, that's the collective destiny. And 16 is one of the higher degrees of spirit. It's a net 7. So it's really about receiving to our hearts these new codes and these new vibrations and these new frequencies that Uranus is pulling in, because these two just met and went past each other. So these two energies in Taurus are really significant. Uranus is ascending the collective consciousness of humanity so that we can be in alignment with the creation of the heaven on earth frequencies. And these two are also in a square to Saturn at 20 degrees of Aquarius. And Saturn is calling for us to be responsible, to be devoted to the creation of the new vibrations that are in alignment with heaven on earth, that are in alignment with where we're ascending to as collective beings. And so all of these energies have to expand. They're calling for a breakdown of old structures, of old ways of being, old ways of vibrating, so that we can create new vibrations, new frequencies that are really in alignment with this up-leveling and this ascension process that's taking place. And at 20 degrees, Saturn is saying that we really have to have boundaries with our feelings, because our feelings create vibrations. So we have to really honor what we're here creating and what we're doing and how things feel. If it doesn't feel good, then maybe it's not for you. And Uranus is really pushing for Saturn to, to up-level the structures and the vibrations that are created. And Saturn's really calling on Uranus to expand us more, to help us create more of these ascended vibrations. And these are all being downloaded to the North Node. And, really Saturn is calling for us to release the old vibrations, release the old emotional patterning, release the old ways of being, old ways of doing, acting, and thinking out through the South Node, which is at 16 degrees of Scorpio. So there's another fixed grand cross in the heavens with this new moon. We have Venus at 19 degrees of Leo, which is right next to where the sun was at the last full moon. So this is incredibly significant because Venus is our receiving energy, and 19 degrees is manifestation. So 19 is how we act for our hearts to manifest what we're here to manifest on Mother Earth. And in Leo, we're here to manifest the vibrations of our heart. We're here to manifest courage to shine our hearts out, to receive to our hearts. We're here to manifest those things that our heart craves, dreams, desires. And with Saturn, Uranus, the North Node, the South Node, and Venus all in a fixed grand cross, this is an expansion that has to occur in our receiving energy. We have to expand our being out so big that we can be open to receive more of these energies. And it's really beautiful because we're receiving it directly to our hearts. This is a time of being as heart-centered as possible, of checking in with your heart, of feeling of your heart, of dropping into your heart when you're not sure, when you're uncomfortable, when you're hurting, when you're grieving, when you're sad, when you're crying, when you don't know what to do, when these energies feel overwhelming. it's time to drop into your heart, because that's where the answers lie, that's where the guidance lies, and that's where our ability to open and receive these new downloads, these new frequencies, these new keys and codes that are coming in, that are helping us to expand our being, expand our hearts, expand our ability to hold more light and more love, and up level as a species, as we came here to do. So it's really powerful. Let's see here. We also have this other energy in Leo right now that I'm feeling really strongly. We have Isis and Osiris. Isis is at 12 of Leo. No, I'm sorry. Osiris is at 12 of Leo and Isis is at 13 of Leo. These two are indicative of a twin flame. So, and a unified being. When they come together, it is the unified whole, complete human. And it is a twin flame energy. And so I'm feeling this, there is an up-leveling of relationships at this point and a unification of the being. So not everyone's going to experience it in relationship. I feel the twin flame is more of a unification of the divine masculine and the divine feminine in an individual. Now, once that's occurred, the individual can then draw in their twin soul who's also unified. But before that happens, I don't believe that we can be in twin flame relationships. So there's a template that's being put out right now where Isis and Osiris are 1 degree apart. That's love. We are being encouraged by the vibration and frequency of love to unify our inner being so that we can be whole and complete and stand here on Mother Earth healed. And we've called in all of these fragmented parts of our souls, these parts of our being that we've rejected and we've put in different places in our body or our psyche that we haven't been with, that we haven't loved. We've done this process over the last years of calling those pieces back to us, calling our power back to us, calling those places that we've rejected and we didn't love back to our hearts. And now we're fully unifying as beings and we're becoming fully whole. And this is being supported also by Ceres and Persephone, which also are representative of this whole complete unified being, because Ceres is the Earth Mother and she represents the heaven on earth frequencies, and Persephone represents the frequencies of the underworld. And when they come together, they create that frequency of heaven on earth. And they're on either side of Isis Osiris in Leo. And so we're receiving these huge energetic templates and downloads to our hearts that are all about the unification of our inner being, all about pulling back all of those fragmented parts of our being and being whole and complete and healthy. And like, this is the energy of complete and total self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, of that knowledge that I am a human being, but I am a soul. I'm much bigger than that. What I've been through on this earth, what I've done, what I've said, what I've thought, it's okay. There isn't right or wrong. We're doing the best that we can. We came here with a lot of density. There's a lot of density on this planet, and there's a lot of frequencies and vibrations that have been out of harmony, and it's not the easiest school to maneuver through, this Earth school. And now we're accepting that, we're owning that, we're loving ourselves at a whole new level, because the veil's being pulled back. It's like, wow, I've really done the best I could, and it's okay, I'm okay, and you're okay, and we're okay. And it's really beautiful because it's a complete healing of the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the inner child that exists in us in Leo. So I see it as this holy trinity energy that's coming into complete alignment and becoming totally unified. And so I do think that there will be some people who either up-level their relationship to the level of twin flame, divine soulmate, whatever you want to call it. And then there are others who will be unified as a whole in and of themselves. Not everyone is here to be in a twin flame relationship, but to be in one, we really do need to be unified in our own being first. And I see this as supported by Juno and Neptune Neptune's at 24 degrees of Pisces, and Juno's at 17 degrees of Pisces. And so Juno is she's the asteroid of partnership, and Neptune represents our soul story here. And you know, they're 8 degrees apart. So I see this as another, like, there's a devotion to this partnership, to our soul story around partnership that's happening, and receiving partnership, Neptune being at 24 degrees, and deciding for our hearts and our karmic story, 17, to receive these frequencies, to receive this unity consciousness, so that we can step into those partnerships that are in alignment with building the new earth. When we come together in love with another human, and we're both unified and whole, the frequency that creates is more powerful than we can fathom. So these relationships are a powerful part of the ascension process of Mother Earth. And I see a lot of this coming on board a lot more. So, you know, people might be out there meeting their divine counterpart right now, which is really beautiful and really lovely. We have Pluto in support of that at 26 degrees of Capricorn. You know, Pluto is in a sextile to Neptune. So Pluto is helping us to transform our soul's mission, our soul story here. Pluto is saying, okay, we've lived these timelines, we've lived these lower 3D timelines over and over and over again. Now we're ascending, and Pluto's continuing to tear down the old structures of reality, and helping us to devote to creating new true structures and templates in reality that are in alignment with this heaven on earth frequency that's being created. It's powerful, it's really powerful energy, and it's just lovely. We have Chiron still helping us to heal us as an individual, you know, us as the being that we are here on earth, the physical being. It's 15 degrees of Aries, and so, you know, it's about really, that's a net 6, so that is the degree of the feminine, the degree of Venus in Mars, the sign of the masculine. And so Chiron is helping us to heal our thoughts around ourselves, around the collective reality that we see around us, and bring them more into alignment with what we actually are here to receive as beings. And it's really beautiful because it's in a trine to Venus, so it's really helping us to heal that receiving energy that's in that fixed grand cross with the big heavy hitters, Saturn, Uranus, the North Node and the South Node. So Chiron is supporting Venus at a 3-degree orb in that trine with new beliefs, and receiving new beliefs about the self, about the heart, about our heart's dreams and wishes, and what we're here to create, do, be, serve, expand into the love that we are and the love that exists in our hearts. And it's really beautiful. Jupiter's also in Aries at 7 degrees, and Jupiter is really calling for us to be as individuals in alignment with our spiritual story here on earth at 7, with what it is that our bodies, our beings came here to do, and helping us to expand into these frequencies, these God frequencies, these divine frequencies that are available for us. And Jupiter is also in a supportive angle to these energies in Leo that are supportive of the divine twin flame energy. So Jupiter is expanding those energies, expanding these energies of the twin flame, of the unification of the soul of the being. And it's really, really cool to see that this is happening. There's so much available to us right now. And not everybody's going to be downloading this template right now, but now it's out there in the collective consciousness. And so those of us who are twin flames or hold that unification, who are here to ascend in this lifetime, when you unify as a whole being, you ascend. So there's a lot of us that are on a true ascension path. Our souls are here ascending in this lifetime. And the frequency that's created from that is what helps Mother Earth to ascend herself. When we put out the template of we're ascending out of this karmic cycle, it spreads that vibration and that frequency out to all of existence. So it's happening. We're doing it. There's no way around it. I think that might be all I want to say today. It's really beautiful energy. It's supportive. It can still have that essence of discomfort that some of these previous moon cycles have had, but to a lesser degree. There's more support. There's more kind of like, we've moved through a lot. We've integrated a lot. We've released what needed to be released, and we've integrated back into love the things that we've needed to. And so now we're really just grounding these new frequencies down into Mother Earth with this 4-degree Virgo new moon. We're grounding in the belonging with these frequencies, and the belonging with our heart and what our heart's here to do, what our heart's here to be. And we're really just rewiring our thinking still. You know, the thinking is always a big piece of it, because so much of creation is done with our mind. So we have to get our mental field on board with these changes and these shifts. And that's why we have so much around our thinking and our communication and our words that we speak, and our thought patterns, because it has so much to do with creation. So I think I'm complete. I love you. Thank you. We'll go ahead and go into ceremony now. Holy source of all that is, Mother Goddess, Father God, Holy Inner Child, all of the angels of the Christ-like consciousness, the guardian angels of Mother Earth, her sacred elements, the water, the air, the earth, the fire, the energy of the 4 sacred directions, the ancestor spirits of this land and of our own, the beautiful animal spirits that live across this land, the energies of the cosmos, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, the asteroids, the angles, the aspects, the ascended masters, the gods and goddesses throughout all time, all of the beautiful benefic energies of the cosmos, and the beautiful benefic energies of the earthly realms, known and unknown. All of the guides, angels, helpers of my own and of those performing and watching in ceremony today. We thank you. We love you. Thank you for forming a bubble of light around us, of love, of holding these energies sacred that we create here today together, of helping us to receive these higher codes, these downloads, these light codes, all of these frequencies that are coming in. Thank you for helping us to open up and to receive all of these ascended energies deep into our beings, into our cells, into all states of our consciousness. Thank you for helping to integrate all parts of our being back into the love that we are, and call all of our power back to us now. Thank you for supporting us in living for our hearts, acting from our hearts, speaking from our hearts, and being the heart frequency that we are in every now moment. Thank you for loving us, for guiding us, for supporting us as we move through these beautiful energies of ascension, so that we can ground down these frequencies of heaven on earth here at higher, greater levels, so that we can create our heart's heaven on earth and heaven on earth for all, for the highest good of all. We love you and we thank you. Thank you for joining us in sacred ceremony today. I now call upon the guardian angels of Mother Earth, Archangel Uriel of the north of the sacred earth, Archangel Michael of the south of the holy fire, Archangel Gabriel of the west of the sweet magical waters, and Archangel Raphael of the east of the holy air. Beautiful archangels of the Christ-like consciousness, we thank you for joining us. We thank you for loving us, and we thank you for guiding us on our path here. We thank you for loving Mother Earth and helping us to open and ascend for our highest good and the highest good of Mother Earth. I now ask, by your beautiful, mystical, magical, incredible powers and ways of being, that you join all of our energies here. You join all of us, and you help us to ground our frequencies, ground our energies deep into the core of Mother Earth, into all aspects of her being. And you guide us as we raise our frequencies so high. We raise our frequencies so high between the earthly realms, between all the earthly realms in quantum reality. We raise our frequencies so high between the earthly realms and the heavenly realms, the ascended realms, the realms of love and light and pure source consciousness. We raise our frequencies between these realms, and we open up a portal so big, so bright, so abundant, so full, that the light of Christ-like consciousness, the light of holy source energy, the light of love, the light of the angels, the light of all pure love consciousness flows down into the fabric of reality here in Mother Earth, into all of her beingness, deep into her earth, into her water, into her air, into her fire. These frequencies of heaven on earth flow freely and easily throughout all of existence, in all of her quantum realities, in every timeline, in every lifetime. This beautiful portal stays open, flowing in the frequencies of heaven on earth, flowing these frequencies into the human heart, the human collective consciousness, into all states of the collective consciousness, all states of consciousness that are human, to every human that has ever lived, will ever live, and lives now, in all timelines and all quantum realities. These lights of heaven on earth infuse the human collective, from the most micro to the most macro aspect of humanity. These beautiful frequencies of heaven on earth flow into all creations, into all reality, into all that is, ascending our frequencies, awakening us to the love that we are now, the wholeness that we are now, the unity that we are now in every moment. We are complete, we are whole, we are love, we are heaven on earth. Thank you, beautiful frequencies, for allowing us to awaken to this fact, this truth now. Thank you for flowing this love and light into all of existence, all of creation, in through the fabric of reality, weaving these energies of heaven on earth into the fabric of all reality that exists, in every timeline, in every lifetime, in every quantum reality, the frequencies of heaven on earth woven into all of existence and all of creation and all that is, for all time, for all space, for all existence, for all of eternity. This portal of light and love, the beautiful dragons, air dragons, water dragons, earth dragons, and fire dragons, keep it open in all directions for the highest good of all. And so it is. Blessed be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for joining me today for this ceremony. Thank you for being the love that you are, for being here, for watching, for witnessing, for being with your heart, for accepting your highest mission here on earth, for downloading your highest divine blueprint for this lifetime, your soul's highest divine blueprint. That's what you're here to do in this lifetime. That's what you came to do. You came to be the love that you are. You came to love yourself and forgive yourself and accept yourself completely. You're magical, you're beautiful, you're full of grace and love. And I'm so happy to be alive with you now today. Thank you, beautiful people.